The moment I have been waiting for to say in a long time. The Miata is done. And long list of things that I needed to say of what was done to it. I've been asked many times of what I've done for the rebuild, basically. And I'm going to go through it today. So, first off, as you can see, it is a nice blue. It's like a sky blue kind of thing. Originally, I was actually going to do like the Toyota Tacoma, like pastel blue, because I thought that was going to look a little bit nicer with the vibe I was going with. But I ended up going with more of a richer blue, because it would, in my opinion, it looks better. But yeah, I love how it came out, and as you can see, it's gorgeous. But I'm very happy I went with the richer blue. It's not as subtle, it's more of a bright in your face kind of thing, but that's kind of how I am, in your face. Let's start from the back. So first and foremost, I made my little turn down tip because I was trying to get the exhaust more towards the ground so it wouldn't backfire and get all the paint dirty. It's already really dirty. I've driven it like a couple times and it's already starting to get pretty bad, but yeah, you can't get rid of that when you have no cat. Then back here I made this plate that seals off the Fastback. So basically what was happening is that the Fastback lays on the trunk, and you have to cut out part of the trunk to keep the trunk functional kind of thing. And when I was driving it without the seal, all the exhaust fumes from here would just circle up and go straight back into the cabin and burn your eyes. And poisoning by CO2 is not good. No thank you, I don't want to die. So I fixed that, and of course probably the best part on this whole car, in my opinion, is the Fastback. It's by Renderos. He's in SoCal. There's a few in California, which is cool. I think I know almost all the guys there have them. How you doing, man? That's hella funny. He was actually just talking to me and interrupted me, saying he was wondering what it was, because actually that's one of the questions I get a lot now because of the Fastback, is that it turns the whole car into a completely different car, because it looks like a Targa Fastback, in my opinion. It's very opinionated of what it looks like. Some people say a mini RX-7 or stuff like that. It's a very good conversational starter, which is very nice. But to move on. So next, as we keep going, this is the carbon Miata taillights. I actually really like them. I broke off the studs on one of them, and then the other one I had one stud that wasn't broken. So I needed new taillights, and instead of just buying some OEM ones, I went and got some aftermarket ones. Almost all of them kind of look trash to me. They were all too in your face kind of thing. But if we could go ahead and turn them on. Not only do they have a nice running light, they're very bright at night, which is really nice. I also do have the LED tail or license plate lights, which light up very, very nicely at night. But the best part about them is the hazards. So the hazards on these are sequential. I've always loved sequential taillights and headlights and blinkers and stuff of that sort. But it looks so good in my opinion. But to move on, we have on the Fastback, we have brand new windows. I still have to put the weather sealing on it and then do a trim of black. So I still have a couple things to do. That, and then I have to finish fixing these seals and whatever the hell it's trying to do. It's such a pain. But the Fastback's held on by all these quick latches. It is still bolted down, so it kind of does suck. You do have to unbolt it every single time you want to take off the trunk or the top. But that is what it is. It's safer that way. And then moving on, I did the smoked reflectors. I have these in the front and the back. They're both all smoked. They do have lights in them, but I don't have them hooked up because I'm too lazy to hook up the electrical on it. But it's okay. I like them smoked. It's all good. Then I also do have a very subtle cut bumper. A lot of people can't notice it too much, which is very nice to me because I like it more subtle. But it brings it up a lot more aggressive in my opinion. It makes room for the center exit that I made. And then to finish off the back, we have an AWR rear tow hook. And that is basically it for the back end. And then we have the new track wheels. These are just for track, but I haven't switched them to my street wheels yet because I'm going to car shows and stuff. But these are the 949 Racing 6ULs. I love these things to death. I don't know what I'm going to do if I'm going to paint these because they came in 2 pairs and they're different colors. I don't know if I'm going to paint them, do it like the silver face, polished lip like the front is. I'm digging that, but I kind of enjoy the two-tone color for a track rim. I also did do extended ARP studs all around, or APR ARP, I don't know what one it is, but all around the fronts and the rears are both ARP, which is nice. And as we move to the front of the car, you can see I have these APR mirrors. They are carbon mirrors. These are actually RX-7 mounts, and I was able to make it work, and it still keeps the metal bracket, so I didn't have to 3D print one, and I just had to plug this hole, so I didn't have an ugly ass hole just hanging here. I don't know if I'm gonna get the correct mounts or not and leave it like that, because it actually does look pretty nice to me, and it's not worth it. I think like $80 or $90 just for the brackets itself. And then if you look over here, we have the extended fenders. All I did basically was pull them out, drill 2 new holes, put red nuts into it. This basically allows all the pressure going into the wheel well behind the wheel and letting it escape out the back. This is usually done with fender vents, either here or up here, to relieve the pressure inside the wheel well. But I am cheap, and I just did this. It was basically free to me. I already had the tools available, which was really nice, and I love how it looks. And the biggest benefit of it all, it widens the fender out, and I don't bake in my fenders anymore with my wheels, because I did that with my 205s, and now I'm running 225s. And if I do that with 205 on the track, I'm going to do it with 225. So this is helpful without baking my fenders. And then we go up to the front. I have some new hood pins. They're just the really cheap ones, but it works. And I actually really like how simple they are. They're nothing too fancy. There are only 4 holes into it. So basically 2 here, 1 in the back, and then the main hole. I have those on both sides polished. This was already on my car. The Fastback hood vents, my favorite vents in the world, but they look so good. Very mean, very aggressive, but also very functional, so plus. One of my favorite parts is the headlights. Very simple, tinted just yellow, that's it, but it makes your car so cool at night. Like, the driving experience just looks crazy at night, which is very nice. And then moving on, we have the quick release on the bumper as well. So all it is 2 quick releases on each side, and then the 4 bolts up top, and the whole bumper can come off, because this thing sadly sees a lot of time where the bumper is off the car, so I'm working on it. The very interesting about this car is everything on it basically used. There's very few things on this car I did buy new. I've always found good deals used and have been able to do that. There's certain parts you have to buy new, like engine mounts, differential mounts, stuff like that, suspension parts. Those are kind of harder to get used and not so shitty quality, but as you can see, I have the smoked reflectors up here as well. Interesting part about this is that it is actually from Subaru STI. That's why it's actually so wide. Really aggressive, but it goes out about like 2-3 inches from the wheel on each side. It actually does go pretty far back. It goes back to the sway bar. The The reason for this was that the prices on ABS plastic was more expensive than me just buying an ARP splitter from an STI used. Like way cheaper. It was like $100 and something cheaper just to do this. I was like, you know what? This works better. It looks nicer. Get to repurpose it. Makes it more unique. We'll get to the engine bay after the interior. Have the APRs as well on this side as well. Yeah, here's the interior. Alright, and then as I was talking about those seals, I haven't done this side completely yet. I got the Velcro and everything ready, but I haven't actually got to put the seal in yet. I'm gonna do that tomorrow most likely. As we walk in, most of this is actually pretty similar than what it was. Like the steering wheel, I've always had this one basically. I love this so much. This is probably one of my favorite ever steering wheels, and it is very cheap. I think I only got it for like $120. It's an actual OMP steering wheel. This was before all the price hikes a few years back, but that's a very, very good steering wheel. New on the steering wheel though is that I got new hardware from D&D and also a horn block-off plate because I was tired of looking at it and my horn button kept popping out. So looking more into it, I did paint these black because they were the tan, but getting in and out does scratch them up, so I have to figure out a different way to paint them or a way to coat them that they're not going to get all chipped and messed up. If you guys know, let me know. That would be very helpful. And then on this car, I basically did a full black interior swap. It was completely tan prior. I did keep this little bit of tan in the middle because it gives a contrast, and I like how it splits up the top to the bottom of the interior. Makes it look pretty nice. And then one of the biggest parts in here is I flocked the dash. This gives it a way nicer feel in the driving experience because there's no huge reflection on the windshield. That's one huge issue with these cars is that this hump right here gives a very large reflection when you're driving in the sun. It makes it very hard to see. Alright, I'm gonna hop in real quick. And then I'm in my race tech seat I've always had. Love this thing. So nice. It is from 1999, but it's in mint condition and so comfortable for all the drives I do. And then looking at the Speedo, this was actually a gift. I think this was, I don't know if this was last year or the year before, but one of my really good friends, Erico, he actually bought me this for my my birthday. This is actually not just the face is done, but it's completely built. Brand new lights and everything are in it, so it's awesome. I love every single bit of it. It's very retro but very modern at the same time. Gives the in-between vibes. Then as we look around, flock dash still, I have an LED light here. I have all the brackets holding on the top up here, all three of them. Then I have the G Racing short shifter with the long carbon knob. Very, 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 very nice shifter. Not too noisy. It's probably one of my favorite shifters I've ever had. I've had quite a few, disliked a lot of them. IRP was the most noisiest piece of shit in the world, but I ain't gonna say anything on that. I painted the center console black as well because it goes with the theme. But that's basically it on this part of the interior. We can take a look at the back now. So as we take a look back here, you can't see it too much, but you have the panel kit. This makes it so nice. So I had a really shitty carpet back here that was all cut up because of the roll bar. But this is AWR's rear panel kit. It cleans up the car so much. It makes it a lot more presentable, especially if you have a hardtop. As you can see everywhere in here, and it just looks so good. We are trying to work out to get a roll bar from AWR as well. They're gonna be making one, and I'm gonna hopefully be getting it in the next year or two. Try to get that worked out. But as you can see, it covers up the whole rear end. There is an access panel right in the middle, so if you do need to get to the fuel pump, you can get and service it, change it, whatever you like. And then that would be it for the interior. I'm gonna piss off a lot of you guys. I'm gonna close it with the window because I need to wash the whole car anyways. So bird poop on it, which is very nice. So now we are gonna take a look under the hood. This is where a lot of the paint and stuff are gonna come from. So. Alrighty. first starting off, the best thing in the world. I can't remember who makes it. I think I got it from AWR Racing, I believe so. But it's the hood shock. I love this thing to death. It frees up the space where you don't have this huge, enormous bar in the way whenever you're working on your car. You can just lift it up, and it's good. And then it can stay in the middle a little bit if you would like it to for some reason. And it's not hella strong, not hella weak. It's very, very nice. Going in the engine bay, I'm still cleaning it up because from the paint job there was a bunch of overspray, so I have to fix all that. This was basically all tinted blue, which kind of sucked. But going into everything, I got just the shorty intake because I'm not running the turbo anymore. Just K&N filter, IT sensor, pretty basic. This motor is actually pretty stock now. There's not too many modifications to it. It's mostly an OEM rebuild. But the main things I was trying to do was just trying to clean it up a little bit, but I have a lot of work still to do. This should not be hanging around, it's just vacuum lines. But one of the big things I did was I wrapped the whole harness, so every bit of harness is all wrapped up now. It gives a little bit nicer feel, more of a OEM plus feel. Collier red radiator, of course, regular stock fan, just a single. I still do have power steering because I am a little wussy. But going along with it, just got a breather valve for now for the valve cover pressure. I have a catch can, I have to install it still. Repainted the exhaust heat shield, repainted the whole exhaust. The valve cover painted, but it's really messed up from all the overspray. When I was trying to clean it off, all the paint started coming off. So I'm just gonna get this repowder coated, make it nice and pretty. Same with the intake, just painted it matte black. I wanted something more low key, more simple. Have a polished reservoir, the AWR sway bar, which is really nice. I still have to clean it though from all the overspray. Just painted up and made the engine look nice again, like the thermostat housing and all that stuff. New belts, new rings, new seals, new spark plug wires, new coils, or not coils, but I can't remember what they call them. It's kind of like a coil and plug for the Miata. Redid that. New polished cap. There was a UNOS metal sticker there, but I super glued it and it decided to fly off the last couple days I was driving it. So that's very sad. I need to try to find a new one of those. Yeah, but basically just a full rebuild of the engine. New bearings, new main bearings, new rod bearings, piston rings, like I said. I resurfaced the head. I did the valve stem seals, readjusted all the valves on it, made sure everything was within tolerances. Everything's at about 155 psi, all 4 cylinders, which was really nice. Before it was all over the place. It was like 135, 140, 125. It was beat. And then I think the last 4 cylinder was like 115 or something like that. It was not very happy with me. I have the Exita's Gen 1 coilovers. These I actually did buy used, but they're really well kept and they weren't used for very long. They're like 5,000 miles, I think, on them. And then I got the AWR mount with the really stiff 95 dB bushings, which vibrates the whole damn car loose, but it makes it feel really nice to drive. That's what matters, though, right? Not when you're driving to LA and back quite often. Not LA and back quite often, but to LA to Buttonwillow. 3+ hour drives with this thing. Yeah, makes it fun. But all for the performance, right? I have ducting from there. I do need to completely shield it off from the top, but honestly it doesn't make a big deal because I already stay really cool with that amount of ducting and that radiator, which makes life so much easier, not having to worry about overheating on the track or anything. With the turbo, I didn't have so much luck. I would always overheat and always have issues with the heating issues. Got a new oil supply line that I broke while I was putting everything back together, which kind of sucked. But that was basically it. I completely deleted the AC finally, took all the knobs out. Under the dash, there's a whole unit, the filter, the radiator, not radiator. I guess it's a radiator. It's a little condenser, possibly. I can't remember the exact name for it. But yeah, deleted all that. It was actually, I think, it was like 30 pounds worth of stuff, which doesn't seem a lot, but it adds up after a lot of things are removed from this car. Makes it a lot lighter, more zippy, more fun. But that's basically it, actually, though. But this car has just been such a pain in the butt. I'm so happy it's all done. It's looking beautiful. Drives beautiful. No mechanical issues so far. But it's really happy with how it turned out. And all of it was done right here in this driveway on that parking space. Basically by myself. I had a couple friends every once in a while come over and help, but almost everything on this car that was rebuilt done by myself in my driveway with regular tools, nothing too fancy. The garage is a mess. I might even show you that, but very simple tools. But this just proves that you can do anything when you put your mind to it, kind of thing. It does cost money, of course, but I'm not rich. I live with my parents, but it's a great time. You guys all have to try it. If you guys want to do something, you want to build a car, this is a Miata. It's not very expensive. They are now, but when I bought this, it was a really good price. But all this stuff is just so much better than going out and buying a brand new car, not learning how to work on it, not learning how to do things on it. So I didn't know anything about this car when I bought it. I kind of had some mechanical experience with the Jeep at my first car. It would break down all the time. But me and my friend Erico, we met when I got this car. And that's led to so many great memories, so many great adventures, track days. He got me into track. He got me addicted to it, which really sucks because it hurts my wallet. But this is the byproduct. It's fun. Makes your life so much more purposeful. You don't have to worry about all those stresses in life, but it's worth it, trust me. But that is it. Thank you for joining me on this very long video, I'm assuming. Walk around of my 2004 Mazda Miata that I've had for about 5 years or so, 5-6 years almost. I think like 5 years. I've made so many mistakes on it, made so many good mistakes on it because I have got to learn so much about it, especially with my motor this last time, and just so many little details and really plain. So many little details, so many things that just, if I didn't do it myself, I would not learn and I would not have known for next time I do it. Or if another issue on another one of my vehicles happened, I don't know how to fix it. I have experience from working on this one, which is very fun. You get to meet a lot of new people. You lose people, you make new people. But it's honestly one of the best experiences I've had, even though I hate it so much sometimes, because at certain points you just sit there and you just want to kick the car and throw the car off the bridge and just take it a pick and pull. But at the end product is always worth it. But thank you for sticking with it through this whole video, if you even did. I'm sure the people that actually did stick through it, the ones who have been there to help me. Huge thank you to there's so many people that helped me, but just a few off the top of my head. Erico, you're the best. Thank you so much, buddy. You got me through this. This got me through so many hard times in my life. It's just amazing. I made so many good friends through tracking. My main friend group is through tracking. Well, most of them don't track anymore, but it was all through this that we met each other, and now we have a great relationship and just great times in general. A huge shout out to AWR Racing. They supplied a couple of these parts, which I'm really grateful. But I try to purchase everything from them because they're such a great company. Try to pay full price because they deserve it. Everything is handmade. Everything, well, not handmade, but hand welded. All R&D'd at their facility. There's only, I think, 5 or 6 of them in the whole company, and they produce such a massive amount of parts. They're a very well-known, very older company. well, older, but 1995. But I've hung out with them many times. They're just such great people. Make great parts, very good customer service. Honestly, that's the whole point about it, is that their customer service is up here and everybody else is like mid-level. So it's just the experience of being able to talk to them about their products, it's worth it just off of that. Not even just the quality of it, just the customer service is great. Carlos, my sister's fiance that was my best friend first, and then I accidentally hooked him up. Now he's my brother-in-law almost, which is gonna be fun. But he's been out here helping me some of the late nights, and I was frustrated, getting me through it, making it where I can finish this and share it with all you guys, which is very nice. But yeah, those are just a bunch of people, everybody that helped me out through it. Basically, I'm so grateful. Baron, Justin, Ashley, Bill, everybody that was there to support me, everybody who was there to physically help me, everybody online for helping with issues I was having, diagnosing things. A lot of my coworkers at work, they helped me with some ideas and all that, which is cool. But yeah, thank you guys, and we shall see where this takes us. Until then, peace out.